I'm not making any sense even to myself at the moment.
It's all good. Not to worry.
Wibble, 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 wibble.
Pretty
Alright,
much,
so,
I'm struggling to find words, and it doesn't matter what language I'm thinking in.
Just speak. Don't think in any language. Just say "Fnubbergelberbergen and Besmurdergerdenschnerdenbergen." Yeah, and then that's it. That'll do. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Very well.
We won't know anyway. We're all just morons who only speak one language. So yeah.
I'm learning a second one. I'm sorry. Technically, I was at one point learning a third and a fourth, but I hated them. So I was like, why do I want to learn Italian? Why do I want to learn German?
Why wouldn't you?
Anyway.
More the point.
I've had English, German, and French in school.
Nice.
But I'm a language type person though.
I'm not. Jimmy's a made-up language person, right?
Sumagard Squid Wabadabadoo Skadooden. Bub skilly oden doden dodo skadooden darben. Wheelie up, skilly up.
That sounds like it could be some Eastern European language.
It wouldn't even that, sir. It's a empty beach school. A Serbian and Romanian mixed up.
Yeah.
So Liam.
Exactly.
So Liam's talking to you guys about the warden. He has this two-finger ring. It's gold with silver inlay and ruby gems on it. It's goes over his middle finger and ring finger, and he's like rubbing it with his thumb and stuff as he's talking about the warden. He says, "The warden, she has been a prisoner herself, finding only joy in tormenting these already evil souls. If they are raised to the material plane, they will wreak havoc like none seen before. If they go to hell, it's probable the tide of the war would change. The blood war would no longer be eternal. And if they make it to the heavens, there won't be any."
Oh, good, so we can kill God. Excellent.
He's rubbing the two-finger ring, and you kind of get this like glint off of the ruby, and it kind of reflects in his eyes for a second. After he says,
that sounds suspicious.
He's making it shiny, is he?
He's not making it shiny. It's just the way the light hit it from the candle, like reflected the ruby like off his eye. So it's kind of like ominous of sorts. Like it feels ominous. You're like, it lends weight to what he's saying, kind of. I guess if that makes sense.
Okay, so information then, dude. Okay, so things are going to be bad. Where's the things that are going bad? How are we going to stop it?
And you're like, how? What? Where? What? Opening up maps here. Dun, dun, dun. Share map.
We have the whole map of Corvair, yes.
Cool map. I mean, we've gone to like 3 different places. Nice.
Well, if you started us at level 1, we could have explored the whole world by now.
I want to go to Kabara.
No, to the what?
Kabara.
Why would you want to go there?
Because why not? It looks very woodlandy, and I can go.
It's a jungle. It's not woodland. Well, it's kind of woods, but it's jungle.
Same thing.
Okay, we're not going to Kabara anyway. We've got to go wherever the bad guys are. The bad guys, Kabara, we're going there.
The keep is rumored to be over by the Shadow Marshes.
Isn't this? This is an Eberron map, isn't it?
No idea. I bootlegged it from somebody. I liked it. It looked pretty and had a bunch of names on it.
Yeah, Fields of Ruin is an Eberron thing, I think. It's where there was a big, massive war. Yeah, anyway, go on.
Like I said, I don't know. I just liked it. I'm not sure. It had a bunch of cool names. Like, who doesn't like that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
If I could make a map that looked that cool, like not even trying to be like self-deprecating, like this just is a really cool looking map. I don't have the skills or practice to do something this cool, I would certainly love to try though. Hence why I want to draft. All right, so Liam, still fiddling his ring, he kind of like ducks down of sorts, like kind of. It feels like he's shrinking in his seat, as if this conversation is almost causing him pain. Like he really doesn't want to be talking about this. He says, "It's rumored that the keep is in the Shadow Marshes. However, others say it could be the Demon Wastes. It's not entirely known.
So it's in that direction anyway.
It is certainly in the west. Some say it is the last place that any shall reach on the material plane."
Okay, so you can give us, you're giving us half a continent as the possible area.
I am, yes.
Yeah. So where should we start? Where should we start? Using our own knowledge of this world that we've been living in for quite a while. Where should we start? And Silver's been around as well, so she should know.
Yes, Silver's been around the most. She has previous things. Silver, throw me a history check.
Let's see here.
And then, oh, joy. That was a nice one. Silver chimes in and says, "I've spent some time in the Shadow Marshes. I've never come across a keep but one. It was a broken waste. You explained how you came across in a at this point it was probably 100 years ago. Since you were frozen in captivity, you were rather young, and you went to the Shadow Marshes. And there was one keep that was basically rubble. There was no entryway, no secret passages. It was not but a campsite for an evening at the time. There was a war waged. You were in it. You helped turn the tide, and there is no standing keep left in the Shadow Marches. So you suspect it's got to be in the Demon Wastes." It's hard to throw history at your character, but yeah, you rolled really well.
Give up.
You're the people outside my window yelling. I hope not. All right, so Liam looks at Silver and goes, "The Demon Wastes it is. Have you heard of anyone traveling there and back in one piece?" And Idrigas goes, "No, only demons. That's why they call it the Demon Waste."
Yeah, this is a Wonder Draft map. You could do this in Wonder Draft easy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if I practiced. You're just like, yes, what's going on, man? I think this actually was done in Dungeon Draft.
Oh, it definitely was done in Wonder Draft. You can see the water texture. Yeah.
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 It's the font, specifically the one that the big names are.
And the Demon Waste is one of the one of the add-ons you buy for the textures that are the plateaus in it. The Labyrinth map is done with a certain set of assets.
Interesting. That's cool. All right, so Liam says, "The Demon Wastes it is." He kind of puts a little foreshadowing on it that there's demons and evils there. Idrigas goes, "I've been around a long time, and I think I've seen one keep somewhere such up there. Come on, man, stop dingling me." You could have said that out loud. You didn't have to message it. Tee tee. So Idrigas kind of points. He says, "You should check the peninsula." He said, "There was once a castle named Fiendfell, and ages ago it was said to be a part of a battle on the material plane of demons and angels. There's not left but waste at the base of a mountain, but perhaps somewhere there might be other fortifications."
Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. We got to get there first. How are we going to get there?
Man, if only you had something to throw into your ship and give it fuel, something alive, or nearly newly dead, something still warm to the
Oh,
touch.
we could go to them. We could go and get them corpses. We could go fly to them corpses and use them. The raised dead, the undead army we just destroyed.
You think they're still warm after a day and not going to sleep overnight?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
All right.
Yeah, we could fly the Zeppelin over there, can't we? So
It'll get you that far for sure.
yeah, and then we load it up. It'll work, whether it and see how good it is. And maybe the red, maybe we can throw white in there. He's got, he should be still,
His body,
rigor mortis sort of set in, but there'll
be.
be.
his body is not there anymore.
What do you mean, hey?
Well, I mean, we get to fuel the ship and we get to get rid of a body. It's a Ronan's a messed up guy. Come on, he fucking threw meteors on people with no remorse and then did a backflip.
Don't you love it? All right, so you guys hop into your airship and you're cruising along. And let me delete tokens here. Delete all tokens since that map is not needed. It's probably all black for you guys now. You can just close it out. It's pointless now. You managed to get to the little satellite village portion of the map, where the buildings were wrecked and annihilated from the meteor swarm that was empowered by Calamity. There's not as many bodies there as you remember. There was a lot more. It seems as if somebody has come and taken them away. There's still bodies around. There's one just probably about 20 feet away from the base of the airship's ramp. If you want to go get it, would you like to?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Lucky you. You go out. You manage to grab a hold of the body. You know that it is still warm. You would imagine it would be cold at this point, but for some reason it's still a bit warm. You take the body inside to the airship. You go to the carbon transmuter.
The recycling center.
You put the body in the machine, close the top, and as soon as you close the top, you kind of hear a little high pitch. And some steam starts to come out of this seam where the lid was closed. And then it stops. And you have a little bit extra power. You see that there is a tube attached to the side of the machine that looks to have some sort of blood, but it's been mixed with something, so it doesn't look as red. It kind of looks almost like putrid color of sorts, like a brownish green, almost like vomit. And that tube on the side, the volume inside there increased as that corpse was recycled. You note that based on the amount it went up, you'd probably need another 10 or 11 corpses to fully power the ship.
Okay, so we'll just go and get 20 then.
20, huh? You want to superpower that?
No, we've got backup fuel, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Ooh. You put the first one in that you get to, and nothing happens. No high pitched sound, no steam, no adjustment on the meter. You open the lid, the body's still there. You note that this one's a little colder than the other. It's possible.
Okay, we'll go and pick warm bodies in here.
Okay, so you get to roll the die. See what happens. Oh, success. Sorry, I shouldn't tell you what the result of the roll is. It's better if I don't. But
I can see you rolled a 3 and then a 1 and then a 1.
You did.
The rolls are not.
What's that?
You're not hiding your rolls.
If you with that one, if you had even numbers, it would and they would have come back. I'm sorry. Wait, spoiler alert. All right. I know I have a habit. I get excited about things. I can't help it. I just get excited. So you go out, and that roll is for the next 10. You manage to properly grab ones that are the most warm. It requires you to check a few of them and see if they're hot or cold or just mildly warm. You manage to get ones, and as you put those in, you note that the meter
Bad.
that looks like it's like putrid bile and blood starts to fill up after each one, and it's almost to the top. Um, it's probably one more would top it off. A few more you could probably keep as spares, but you can ascertain that putting more in after that fills up is a bad idea. It would just be a waste of
But
that stuff.
isn't there a storage room for throwing these things?
There is no designed storage room. I mean, you could use one of the other rooms if you want. There's
No, we'll fill it up and that'll last us until we're worried about it. We can always fill it up with demons later.
you just go get people from a city or town that you don't like and take their lives. Probably fill it up
Yeah,
more
but
than
we're supposed to be good guys. We've got a bad ship.
Yeah.
We're trying to be good.
Oh yeah, we can't piss off the paladin too much.
Exactly. Yeah, we
Well,
could. Yeah, we can. These things we're using are bodies of undead, so we're not or bad guys anyway. So it's not like we're not going to go to a local town and just kill the villagers to fuel our ship here.
Well, you could though. You could.
Yeah, we're not going to.
Start it. Come on.
Why
Alright,
not?
so the
Because
is now
you could do it if you want, Ronan. We'll just kick you off the boat and you can fly down to the ground
Fly. Okay.
from 300 feet.
Oh, don't do that yet.
No, we're not doing that.
Levitate. Someone had levitate. I can't remember who.
Yeah, I've got levitate and fly and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
The ranger, however, doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I
We
was
have
saying. We're
something
not going to go
called
in.
fast falling.
We're not going to go and kill villagers.
Yes, understandable. So you manage to fill the airship up. It's nice and full. You are happy and satisfied with how much it fills. The airship, you note, at fuller power seems to function much smoother as well. Lifting off from the ground where you were was it didn't there was no delay, there was no struggle to gain altitude. It just quickly just goes right there. There's no sound, but that's just kind of like I'm trying to vocalize the movement of it right to the top. And you can turn quicker, it's more maneuverable, and you see like kind of like at the control panel, you see on the orb that you use that you touch for the like golden leaf had used to like pilot the ship. Um, on that orb, you start to see kind of veining, like blood veins coming through that orb, as if it's like satisfied and feeding off of those blood veins. They look kind of like blood vessels in an eyeball, like on that orb. And the ship, it goes. It's just headed westward right now. Do you have any particular heading that you want to go?
Well, we want to go. Well, I don't know. We've got to take the quickest route, but go to.
Kabara.
We're not going that way. We could go to. What's that town? Grithnik. We want to head towards Grithnik, I think.
How dare you? I'm seeing where it is.
Kabara could be a nice place to visit.
I'll put a map on it. I'll put an arrow on it. See?
Grithik, the Grithik. All right, 100 feet on the map would be. Let's roll some dice. Ah, fuck you. Why didn't you get the even number when it was a 4? This one's just up above or below 10. This one, because this is how you do the travel. So you manage to cruise. You're going over the Baish Mountains. You're just looking down, looking at people in Sifradral and Kazakhdral as you progress through. From where you're at, you can see Mordane's Hall. You've got such altitude, and the sky is so clear. You can see Mordane's Hall made of the smoothest and finest marble. The whiteness of it on the green and brown terrain just stands out so nicely. And you're just kind of going over, cruising, and
How many days traveling? It's going to be quite a few days, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I'm rolling dice again. So, fuck, I don't know how to do aerial combat anymore. I forgot. So as you are flying over, you're still going over the Baishik Mountains, or Baishik. I don't know how to pronounce that. Baishik Mountains, Bishk. Uh, as you're going about halfway across those mountains, from down below, giant stone creature that's almost seems to be bigger than the mountain itself is able to reach up and swat at the ship.
Okay, but we're going to go higher then.
Yes, who's piloting?
Me. Indigo.
All right, Indigo, you are going to have to do a shoot. I don't know what I would put this on. Would it be Arcana because you're like using your mind to move it? I would imagine. Like, does that make sense? Yeah, because you don't have like a thing for like cars, you know.
No driving, no.
Yeah, like it's not like in whatchamacallit where you have vehicles and whatnot. I mean, I guess I could make that skill for people, but all right. So your psychic connection seems to be stronger since you've fed the vehicle, the airship, and it reacts much quicker. As soon as you see the hand swinging towards you, you think up. We need to go up, and the ship responds instantaneously to your thought and swerves up. And as the hand just almost grazes the base of the ship that's tailing downward as you're going upward, and just misses it. There's no actual contact, but it was so close. It was just a couple more feet, and you would have lost a chunk of the ship, probably crashed. But you managed to lift up just high enough to avoid the swing of the hand. And then lightning and clouds come around, and it's like, we cannot go over the mountain. It'll be the death of the hobbit. Sorry. I couldn't help it. Come on, you know that's where I got the storm rap from. Shit. All right. So you
Taking
managed
the
to
hobbits
avoid.
to Isengard.
Yes, taking the hobbit to Isengard. So you managed to avoid the giant stone hand swing through. You've now got much higher altitude. For the remainder of your traversal through the mountains, you're even above the storm clouds. You have a safe travel, and about a day later, because you're getting really good speed because of the empowerment of the ship. The whole route took about 3 days instead of what you expected to be a week or so. But the extra fuel, it seems to operate better as it's topped off. And you're now, after about 3 days travel, you're just kind of cruising at a rather high altitude, right above Grithik. You're just looking down and.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the boat in moored, up, like 1,000 feet up in the air, super high, and then I'm going to teleport us all down to like about a mile outside Grithik, from where I can see from here.
So you're like you don't want to be in Grithik, you want to be outside of Grithik. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, we're going to teleport to outside and come walking in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me a second here.
So we don't appear out of midair. We're going to appear out of sight. So we're just like, where there's a bit of cover.
I just need to be right back.
Okay.
Oh, really?
She's going to be right back.
All right. Well, then I'll be
getting some more cider.
Ooh, cider! You better share.
Can't share. She's too far away to share.
I can't tell you. Sorry, I had to whisper silver. And I type so slow. All right, so you manage to utilize your teleport. You don't have to worry about your spell slot. I mean, you use it spell slot, but you're it's you had a long rest and you had travel time, so you're plenty rested up. You teleport about 9/10 of a mile away, a little off mark from what you expected. I think it's mostly because it was hard to see and estimate distance from 1,000 feet up. That's all. But you're in pretty much a decent grassland. There's patches of grass that looks like it's a bit dry and possibly dying. You're not too far off from a river it's like the mountain tributary is just kind of going down river to the coast. You saw that, of course, from in the air, so you know exactly if you follow the river. Just on the northern side of the river, you'll come to Grithic. It's not a long walk, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your pace. If you're going really fast, you could probably do it in 7. Um, it's a pretty short distance away. You do travel, and dun, 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 dun. As you approach the external perimeter of Grithic, you see these wooden palisades that are beaten, destroyed, and kind of worn down. Parts of it are burnt. It looks as if there was some major combat that had attacked these walls. And within the walls, you see run down wooden houses. Some buildings look as if they had been more than one floor, but now the upper levels have collapsed into the lower, creating a condemned mess. There's mud, like the walkways that have bits of cobblestone in them are just mostly mud, as if the cobblestone had been worn away. All the wood in the buildings is darkened, as if there's mold on them. They're very, very worse for wear.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So yeah, so we're outside of town. I've got the control thing for the boat, remember, as well. I haven't left it in the boat. This time it's all with me.
So nobody can go up there and take it.
So someone else can't get. Someone else who can get up to the 1,000 feet can get it. Just in case that anyone flies past. And he's on defense mode. Anyone attacks is going to kill him. Yeah. Right.
Are we
so
outside of Grithic now?
Yeah.
Yep. You're right at the gate, basically looking into this worn down wreck of the city, as if it's seen much combat in its day, but also worn not just from combat, but from age and lack of upkeep. And you see downtrodden people walking around.
It looks like a town in England then.
Just England in general.
Silver comments that she remembers this place being a lot more prosperous than this.
This.
Yeah. So how long ago was that though?
A long while.
A very long time.
Okay.
And there's people about the city, the village, the city. Well, it looks as if it would cover the scope, the size and scale of the city, but the buildings look like they are buildings of a village, as if it's underdeveloped or poorly developed. And the citizens, they're milling about, hunched over. They look like there's really poor posture. A couple of them look at you, and they just kind of look at you and then go back about their business. They see some strangers with fancy garb. Doesn't get their goats moving. Doesn't scare them. Nothing like that.
Yeah, we're not trying to scare them. So can we locate a tavern?
You sure can. If you follow the main walkway up, a little bit of walking through the main gate.
Have you not got a map? Have you not got a high detailed map of Grithic with every single building populated?
Not yet. Not in this one.
Fuck! You just say no. Fuck off. That's what you say to that.
Well, I was going to tell you, I have a map of the new world I'm working on, and I even have the veins of valuable ores like plotted.
Yeah, I've seen that guide. It's quite good. All map and everything map. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I'm trying to make it a bit extra, but anyways, that's for a whole different thing, not this. But it's probably the fanciest, nicest building in this entire place. However, it looks as if one half of the building on the side of it is completely collapsed. And that being the fanciest, best looking building is saying something about the quality of the other buildings. Like you can look at, as you're standing at the front door, kind of imagine second guessing about going in here. You can see like mold and moss growing on the support beams for this wooden building. It's definitely poorly kept, and it's still the best.
Okay.
Well, this sounds promising.
Yeah, a bit of fungus in your bed is all right, isn't it? A couple of mushrooms.
Midnight snacks.
Yeah.
Ew. Like peel a piece of the mold off the wood, and you're like, oh, healthy. I'm not. I mean, and it's
I'm a
Delicious.
widow. What do you
Delicious
expect?
bit of fungus.
black mold. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Black mold actually freaks me out.
Ronan would know, wouldn't he? Because he's a jungle man. He knows about the
That's an idea.
plants and stuff.
He says under his breath to you, and you kind of can hear him goes, I can make a poison with this.
Ah.
So you get into this inn, this bar, this tavern. It's you can't see any like lodgings. There's tables. Half of the building is torn. Like you see stairs that look like they would go up, but right about 4 steps up, the stairs terminate to a pile of rubble where the building had collapsed. So there's a bar with some wooden stools. There's a person who's doing the bartending. He is standing opposite side of the bar stools. The bar itself looks like it's just pieces of wood taken from places here and there, possibly even the rubble of his own bar, his own tavern. He kind of laid flat on top of each other, bound together with vines and rope, and there aren't even nails in it. It's just like as if gravity and nature is holding it together as best it can.
Is there even any booze in there?
Yes, there are some bits of booze.
There's always booze, no matter what. Someone's always making booze.
The behind the barkeep,
Yeah, that's true.
you can see one rickety, shoddy, probably 600-year-old cabinet with no doors on it. The doors are gone. You can see like the dowel, the pin and what do you call the hole? Pin and hole and pin, whatever, pin and socket, where the doors would connect onto, but the doors are just gone. And believe it or not, this 500-year-old piece of junk is probably the healthiest wood you've seen in this entire place. And in it, there's just glass jugs with like cloth on top of the jugs covering the top, and it looks as if there's like bits of twine tying the cloth around the top of the jar. And there is a very dark golden brown, you assume some kind of ale in these jars. There's no refrigeration. It's just like at first you look at it and be like, that's some unhealthy pea jars. But you see the barkeep grab one of them off, take the cloth off, throw the twine on the floor, and hand the whole glass jar uh, to another patron. And you see him just chug that sucker back like it's the freshest water he's ever had, but it's clearly ale. You see the foam and suds as it kind of pours off his mustache and beard, and he just chugs it like he doesn't even breathe. It's like his lifeblood practically. It's like the only thing that gives him joy. You get that sense just watching him down it with enthusiasm. So that is not pee.
Is there anyone eating?
There's no food. No, you don't see any food. Nobody eating. There's no plates or anything like that. There isn't even actually tables. There's just chairs kind of strewn about. It's they're the only surface is the bar, and of course the cabinet with no doors that houses these ale jars.
Okay.
Don't they even serve any nuts?
Serving
Nuts.
nuts? No. What do you like these nuts?
Not even British. So
Show us your nuts.
Show us your nuts. Show us your nuts, motherfucker. No, he looks at you guys. He just looks at you, doesn't even speak, and just kind of goes, fuck.
What's your best drink? Barkeep.
Drink. The only drink we got. And he points
I'll
back.
have 7.
Can we have one each then, please?
On 7.
For me and my companions.
Right. So he kind of counts like one off. He goes, then he kind of shakes his head and waves his finger, then counts the other direction. 17.
Yes.
He goes and turns around and he goes, looks at the jars on in this like cabinet shelving, and he turns around, and looks at you guys, and he turns and looks at the jars, turns to you guys, goes, "I don't have enough for all of you."
Okay, well we'll share. Ebony and Ivory will share.
Of course. I don't know.
With Ronan.
So he turns and he grabs one jar, puts it in front of you guys, grabs another one, puts it in front of you, grabs another, he puts it over there, he grabs one here, puts it in front of Ronan, grabs another, puts it in front of Silver, grabs another, puts it in front of Ronan, grabs another, puts it in front of Indigo, grabs another, and he puts it in front of Ivory, grabs another one, he puts it in front of Ebony, grabs another one, puts it in front of Golden Leaf, grabs another one, puts it in front of Indigo, grabs another one, puts it in front of Indigo, grabs another one, he goes, puts it in front of Ebony, he goes, I'm sorry, I don't have any more.
I think you got enough, mate. Can we fill them up now? And then how much is this going to cost?
They're all full, by the way. They're like that's literally they're
all right.
Like
so how much does it cost?
14 copper for the 7 of them.
Okay, I'll give him 1 gold piece.
He looks at it as you kind of hand it over to him or slide it across the table. I'm not sure what you did, but
I'm just gonna toss it at him.
He tosses it, he catches it, and you see him like kind of bounce around in his hand, like it's hot potato basically. And he catches it and clenches it into his chest, and he looks around like hoping nobody saw it, and he shoves it down his pants really quick, and then he kind of crouches down below a little bit, eyeing everybody around, making sure nobody's looking at him.
Was anyone looking?
Hey.
At what?
At the gold coin. Yes, somebody did see it. People were looking. The glint of the gold caught the attention of the other person who had just chugged that.
Okay.
Good. Dark ale.
So we need to. Where are we going to? Where have we got to go to? This is just me talking to you now. Where have we got to go? We got to go to that burning keep, have we?
They said. Liam has said probably the farthest west you could go on that peninsula. So it would actually be an unmarked part on the farthest part of that peninsula. So if you look at where like
what Blood Crescent,
Blood Crescent, like further west. Well, actually here, hold on, it says.
So is anyone near know how to get to Fiendfell? The best way to get to Fiendfell?
Barkeep just kind of looks at you and then falls backwards. Like he doesn't like fall down like he got hurt or anything. He just like rolls backwards like he was just like a possum that got caught in headlights.
And this is I'm addressing the whole bar as I say this.
Yeah. The other guy who just finished chugging his drink that you watched, he takes the empty jar and puts it to his face and like mimics chugging more.
Okay. Can you give him another couple of glasses, please? Barkeep.
You want who to have glasses? You or
the drunk? I'll just pass him I'll pass him my one, which I'm not drunk yet, and not get another one for me. Keep him coming.
All right, so you hand it off to the guy who's chugging the empty glass, like pretending he doesn't realize you guys are there. Then he sees it as you have your hand out, and he just throws the glass jar off to the side. It shatters in the rubble that was in the broken part of the building. And he reaches out quickly, grabs that, flips the top off of it, and starts chugging it. The foam spilling out in his beard again. He chugs it, and he just eyes bulge. He's so excited. He's like, I don't think I've ever had 2 in a day. Is that like that's the feeling you get from seeing this guy so excitedly chug this ale. And he goes, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're mighty fine people here. I ain't seen that kind in a while. Thank you. You wouldn't happen to have a cigarette, would you?
Cigarette?
Yeah.
I don't smoke cigarettes. They're about joints.
They don't have joints.
No, I don't have a cigarette. And why would it? No one has cigarettes. Cigarettes are in. Is there cigarettes in this world? That's terrible. Tobacco, like cigars.
They're not like filtered or anything. They're not filtered, but they're like unfiltered cigarettes. They just roll themselves.
No, I don't smoke. Then you not smoke. Filthy habit makes your breath smell.
Sounds like Ebony would, but
Ebony's got bad breath anyway. He's not here to defend himself.
Silver wouldn't pollute herself with such things.
Well, fine. Be that way, everybody.
You can have we can make you another. You can have another beer if you want, but we need info about Fiendfell, Blood Crescent, and all that over there. Anyone's got any information, we'll pay.
And he's clenching that glass jar, the empty glass jar, and kind of like the small little tremor and you can see he's clearly looking at that jar, debating, like looking at you, looking at the jar, looking at the ones that's on the table next to where you guys are.
Yeah, I'll take the one off
on
him
the
and say,
bar
"Can you fill?" I'll ask the barkeep to fill up the one he's got so he doesn't break it. Yeah.
All right. So you take the jar and you give it to the barkeep. The barkeep sets it on the bar portion, the only flat surface. I don't know if
Hello.
you call it a bar or a table, but it's the only flat surface. Um, he sets it on there and he turns and he takes this like tube. Looks like it's made of some kind of intestines lined with thin pieces of metal. It's the only metal you've seen so far, by the way, outside of nails that were in this, holding up a lot of the building pieces. Anyway, so he's got this tube, and he kind of pulls it over, and you see it's this rather long tube. There's a lot of slack in it. It's not pulled.
Wow,
taut
look,
or
everyone said hello at once. Greetings,
and
my
he
friends.
just starts kind of squeezing it, like you think he's milking it almost.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. Yeah, I need to
Like
shut the window.
cow's teeth. And then after a few moments, a rush of the ale starts splashing into the jar. And just as it gets to the top and the foam of the head is just about to breach the top of the jar, he flips the tubing upward and it stops pouring into the glass. And he goes and puts the tube over onto the wall, like where he got it from, hanging upwards. And he takes and pushes the glass jar a little further down the like wooden surface, and it's not a smooth surface. It's not even level, and of course the jar just goes off the side and breaks, and the ale spills all over the place. And the guy you were, gonna refill that for, he just looks at it like he's seriously considering licking it off the floor. He's looking at it. He's like looking at you guys like, are they gonna be
Okay, stop
crazy?
drinking off the floor. We'll give you another one, but we need information before we start getting you, too lacquered up.
Yeah, he looks and he goes, "You're not gonna make me go there, are you?
No, of course we're not going to make you go there. Just want information.
You're not gonna take me to the river, are you?
No.
I can stay here, right?"
Yep,
Look
you can
at
stay
them.
here. You haven't got to do anything. You just got to
He's
give
kind
us
of rocking
directions.
back and forth on the stool he's sitting in. Kind of bumps into the bar and it like shakes. And he goes, okay, oh, if you're not, and can I, I'll can I have an ale? Can I?
Yeah, just don't knock it on the floor again. Yeah.
I didn't knock it. He knocked it off.
Barkeep, give him another one, please, and try not to knock it over. We might have to get you some wood so you can rebuild this fucking counter.
Barkeep goes through the whole ritual again, but this time he's using one of the other empty jars that he has on the
I'm a hobo dock worker.
deal. He fills it up again. The whole ritual.
Because the hair is long.
Over slowly and hands it to the guy that you're offering it to, and they glance at each other like this knowing glance, and then they turn to you, and the barkeep walks further away than he's been the whole time. He just kind of like tucks himself away in the corner, kind of observing everything. And the guy you just gave his the patron,
Goddamn hippie.
new ale to, that you got that for him.
Goddamn hippie.
Kind of shameful, and he says, "Fiendfell, it's not there anymore. I went there years ago," and takes a sip of the ale, chugs it a bit. He prevents himself from chugging it down with force. Like you could see him making that conscious decision to not continue drinking it, so he can continue talking to you. And he goes, "I was looking for work. We're all looking for work, and we went across the river and took a boat from."
Hold on, hang on a second. I've got to quickly go and get the door. 2 seconds.
Get the door. All right, everybody, go get your drink. Go get your drinks. Get drinks. More ale. I'm so gassy because of that beans and chili. Drop a tab and then play D&D. farted.
I've just spent £22 on a vinyl that I'm never going to own.
Why?
Because my best friend was like, help.
Lame.
Why lame?
It's fun saying that. It's fun to say that.
Rude. Offended. 2021. Jail time. Let's go. Hi, my name is Snowflake number 7264.
44,333,000,000,000.
Damn, billion.
I would love.
Do we win yet?
I would like to have Gurdeep Pander play D&D with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, LSD and yeah, baby. So what's going on? Did I miss anything?
You're back?
I'm back.
Nope. It was basically dead silence while you were away.
Oh,
We're all just,
terrible.
I just giggled a bit over Jinky's talking about dropping a tab. I was like, oh, really? I forgot where I was.
LSD and D&D works fine.
We don't even need a tab. We just have to have cider. Ha 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 ha. Forced laughter. I did it. That's what I do. I forgot what we were talking about, but oh yeah, the guy was talking about how he was looking for a job, and he says we're all looking for work, and I got a job. They took me across the river, down around the southern part of Crescent Bay, and we took a boat across, and those waters, dangerous. Anyways, we get there.
Across the streams.
The fin fell. And he takes another sip, slowly, cautiously takes a sip of the ale. And we get there. Pure waste. This rubble on the ground. But mixed in gems like you've never seen. Gold, silver, adamantine, precious metals and gems. And I thought I was in heaven. I ran to take it. It was only then I found we couldn't have any of it. We were never going to see any of it. It was painful. It was brutal, the worst experience I've ever had. I wouldn't go back there if I was dead.
Let's go.
Any more detail than that?
Detail? DL? DL? You know, DL.
Detail about why? What was so bad?
Well, leave us English people and our details alone, all right?
The deets are, he says, imagine the worst pain you could feel every day. Why do you think I drink so anxiously? I hope that at some point I'll forget it, even for a moment. I have scars all over my body. He takes a sip, a longer draw off of that ale. At this point, it's about half gone. You see like the wetness on his mustache and still down his beard. He didn't drink it as vigorously, but he definitely enjoyed it. He says the keepers over there, they came from a place I don't know. They say from the west. When we got there, they tried to keep us. some ways, I think they did. Yet here I am. He basically like was tortured, that kind of thing.
I think we.
If we get him drunk enough, will he show us his scars?
There's only one way to find out.
Please, sir, get him drunk.
So how drunk are you gonna get him? You just gonna start passing more ale? He's finishing up his third one now after you guys are kind of whispering each other. I'm assuming talking about getting him drunk. And
Does
it's
like
kind of like having
does
a chill.
you know how like in like
It's not a
in fire,
JPEG.
like,
Look, it moves.
like, alcohol is poison. Does it work the same in this game?
Poison isn't if you drink too much you get sick, like that poison? Or do you mean
I
like
mean,
die because
eh,
like imagine it works basically the same kind of way. People tend to drink more here in this world, because there's not much. That's basically what you do. Like
if he gets too drunk and doesn't die, then I'm just going to use lesser restoration on him and then make him feel pain.
Oh, you mean like kill him? Like you want to like make him drink to death? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying if he gets too drunk and then doesn't do as he's told or asked, then I'll just make him sober again.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that would be a possibility.
And then he'd be in pain.
So Indigo, what was your role for? Just having fun?
No, I'm just showing it mechanical that it's not a JPEG.
Ah, that's more than one. It's 218 JPEGs.
He's being mean.
Oh, could have got 3 more. For fuck's sake.
20 and I didn't know. Go figure. All right. So if you're gonna get him a little more drunk, I'm assuming, is that what you really want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him another round.
Right. So he gets the fourth one because he's now finished with her, and you hand him the fourth one. He goes, "Are you sure about this? What do I owe you?"
Nothing. We're just, you obviously had a bad time. We're just gonna give you a drink.
You're not gonna expect me to do anything untoward, are you? Unnatural.
Yeah, but where can we get
course
food
not.
around here?
Yeah, you probably have to go hunting for it. Not much game around here, though. We're waiting for the game to come back. We do a lot of fishing, though.
Just throw rations at him.
Why are you doing this? Why are you treating me this way? Do you think you're better than me? Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. I haven't had this much drink in an age. I usually have to scrounge.
Yeah, we're not scrounging, dude. You give us some information, we're paying you.
A little skeptical about your motives.
Do I need to do a bard persuasion roll on him, do I?
Do it. Do it. You want to persuade him? Just do it. And what are you going to persuade him to do? Give more information?
So that he believes that I'm not a tosser.
Yeah.
A plus 13 might help.
Plus 13.
Wow.
Jesus, mine. So even if you roll a 1, you're still getting a 14. That's kind of funny. He kind of looks you over. And he says, "All right, I'll give you a pass this time. Don't do any weird stuff."
We're not allowed to do butt stuff? Damn it.
Watch out for silver and ivory. They're the ones who get up the weird stuff.
Ivory's got a penchant for webbed feet. Sorry, still up from Austin Powers. Yeah.
Hey, everybody ever seen my teeth?
He says, he's now finished his fourth one. He goes, "You want to see what they've done to me?"
Yeah, let's have a look.
He starts untying the fabric ties around his shirt. You note that this shirt is old and worn and held together in really peculiar ways. And he looks up and he goes, Want to know how I got these scars? Kidding. So he kind of pulled it short. Over. Listen here. My father was a drinker. One day he came home.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes. We're going to get a copyright infringement. Oh, you are beautiful. No, he opens up his shirt and you see what looks to be scars upon scars upon scars. This flesh looks like a torn apart asphalt road. It is canyons and valleys. He says, "That's just my chest." And he looks down in shame. Like it looks worse than Passion of the Christ.
Wow, that's pretty grim then.
It's pretty damn grim.
That's awful.
It's an awful film as well.
Yeah, it was. But it was funny to say it. That's my I think I reached my quota for pop culture references for today's game. So all right, let's break out of pop culture.
You think the darkness is your ally?
I was born into it. I can't do his voice.
Metallica can do his voice.
But he's not in the right now. Huh. That sounds like a challenge. All right, so he shows these scars, and it's pretty fucking. Like you look at it, and you go, you think to yourself, how did this guy live? You know, and he says, "This is just my chest."
What was that?
Kind of closes his shirt back up, and the barkeep comes out of his corner where he was sitting, just eyeballing everything, and he just gives this one a drink to the guy. He goes, "This one's on the house." You know, he commiserates with the guy. Like, they have this like, connection.
Okay, so the best way. What's the best way to get there anyway? What is his name? This guy's name. We must have got his name by now, isn't it?
The patron.
The guy we're feeding alcohol to, yeah.
Feeding alcohol.
Feeding alcohol. That's a weird name.
The alcohol. His name is. He
Scratch.
doesn't really tell you. He just kind of looks around. He's kind of hesitant to tell you his name. And he says, "You can call me Croker."
Okay, Kroger.
He goes,
Right. So how do we get? What's the best way of getting to where Fiendfell used to be? Boat.
Well, if you have access to a boat, it'd probably be quicker than taking a horse all the way around. You know, come out the mouth here. You could have to cross the river. Just in the southern half of Crescent Bay, there's a harbor. You know, in the internal portion, about a few miles from here. It's like a few miles, probably like 15 miles, TBH, but he just says a few. And you can take the boat across, and then you have to go through some pretty crappy wastelands, and then you'll get there. Ain't naught but rubble now, though. We mined all the precious stuff. We picked every little piece up off the ground.
And what happened to it all? They got stolen off you, did it?
We put it on carts, and I don't know where it went after that. All I know is it went west. A couple of boys thought they'd follow it out of town, see where it went. We've never seen them again. I've since left.
Wow.
So we did make it back. I wouldn't know. You guys have an airship. What do you mean is the best way? Just fucking fly.
Yeah, but they don't. I'm asking him what the best way is. We want to be flying around an airship everywhere, do we?
It's up to you.
I suppose we could do.
He says to go across the river. Now they're on the north side of where Grithik is, and he says go to the south. I'm gonna draw a little marker here. Right thereabouts is where there's a harbor. You can go there and take a boat and then go up northwest to Fiendfell. That's how he went.
Okay.
Like that. To the harbour, then of course he doesn't know much any other way. You would imagine if you took a horse, you could go trot up northwards and just follow the Crescent Bay coast, but that'd probably take a lot longer than taking a boat. You'll have to bring horses
I mean,
on the boat.
with it being an airship, is it an actual airship, or can it also be used on water?
It's an airship. It doesn't go
Airship.
airship. It floats above the air.
I was going to say, because you could just put it in the water and then made it like an actual boat,
Totally
so you don't
could.
have to teleport to it.
Absolutely put it in the water. You totally could.
You could, but then it's easier to be robbed by people on ground, isn't it? We want to only be.
It's easier to sink into the bottom of the bay. Just because you could put it there doesn't mean it's actually going to work.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Yeah, we're not. We can fly. We can teleport anyway. Silver's got a teleport to get us back up. And I've got a fly spell. I can fly up there and just go and fly back down here.
I also why don't you just call? Yeah, no, it's massive. Ignore me.
What?
This is why I don't speak, because I was going to say you could just get like controller to come down and pick us up, but again, yeah, this is why I don't speak.
Yeah, who? Controller? What?
Control it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can do. There's a multitude of ways to get there. It's just really what you guys want to do. Like he told you the way he went, which is probably still available. He said you could go follow the coast on horse if you want. It would take much longer, more risk, because you're headed into a place called the Demon Wastes. I wonder how good that's going to be, right? I mean, you have your airship, teleportation. There's a whole way. I mean, there's no wrong way to do it. It's whatever way you want.
Yeah. Well, the ship is an escape route. But we hope it's not going to be,
Run out of fuel while you're away.
Yeah, someone nicks it while we were away. Yeah, exactly. So I suppose we could bring it with us. We could bring it with us.
Whichever way, like I said, there's no wrong way to get there. Travel is however you guys want. You know the assets you have available to you, so you can make that decision. That's up to you.
If I close my eyes and believe really, really hard, could I just open my eyes and be there?
In some ways, yes, but not at this moment.
You haven't got the wish spell, so you can't.
Exactly. If you got a wish spell, you could be like, I wish I was there. Boom, done. Or wherever there is. The lake of fire, maybe. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so there's multitude, whichever way you prefer. That's up to you. This guy isn't going to come with you and be even no matter how persuasive you are, you'll never get him to go with you. He's absolutely terrified of that region. He said to him, just crossing the river to go down towards the bay, the harbor would be tantamount to suicide for him.
I suppose we shall have to leave him behind.
Yeah, we'll leave him behind, and we could either get a boat and do it that way, or we could just fly there.
I would say probably it'd be best to get a boat, because then we could just teleport back to the airship if things do go south, and then we're nowhere near and in the air.
So if you want to go get a boat, so you want to travel down to the harbor and charter, or just see if you can get a lift.
See if we can get a boat across.
Right. So you guys just you can walk the distance. Like I said, it's 15 miles. It's not even.
It's nothing in these day and age. 15 miles is like walking down the bottom of the road.
Exactly. Yeah, because these guys walk a lot. You guys are.
Yeah, you walk everywhere. They're all healthy and fit, and killers.
Yeah, you have rations. You're good. You get there. It's by the time you get there, after having gone to the pub, the tavern, and that whole interaction and your travel, it's probably about 3 p.m. now. You guys hustle on that trip, and you look around. There is one singular building. It's much, 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 much better condition than any of the buildings that you saw in Grithic, but it is still like old, dry, rotted wood. You imagine that the salt from the ocean, the bay, that the salt water has come up, and I'm assuming that's a saltwater body. I don't really know, but it's definitely a worn down.
Hey, everybody, have you seen my feet?
About 3 docks. There's kind of a half-sized dock, but you don't see any boats near it, so you're not sure if it's really a dock or something else. But there's 3 large docks, and there's a few ships in there. There's a lot more people around than you saw in Grithic and anywhere in your travels until you got here from when you came over on this side of the map. Everyone's kind of hustling, bustling. There's a lot of workers doing a lot of things. There's ships getting loaded. Still only one building, and you don't see people going near that building. You haven't seen anyone enter or exit the building. Everyone else is doing everything down at the docks. There's like a guy at the end of each dock. You see him as you're observing. He looks like he's directing traffic, who's going where. He's got a bundle of what looks to be parchments, and he's got a feather quill.
That's the guy we're going to go and speak to, isn't it?
Possibly.
I'll pull out my coin and say Vala Morgulis.
Sorry. So you blink across the terrain, and you basically land right next to him, like as if the flash carried you there, minus the puke and whiplash. No, that was the magic word you made.
Vala
All right, so you
Morgulis.
walk up and
Don't
approach
say
this
Vala
guy.
de Haris.
First. As you approach him, you see him take his quill that he's writing with, and he picks it up and he dips it. His earring, like hanging from his right ear, is like a little like inkwell, and he dips his quill in there and then continues writing more down. And he doesn't look at you, but he recognizes that you're there, and he goes, "Oh, what do you want? I'm busy here."
We want to charter a boat to go across towards Blood Crescent.
Blood Crescent, huh? Why do you want to go there?
To have a look around, see what's going on.
You ain't one of them treasure hunters, are you? And he's still writing as he goes.
No, not really treasure hunter. We're just going to investigate some mysteries.
Sightseeing reasons?
Yeah, and Ronan's a tourist. Yeah, he likes to look at stuff. He likes to watch.
Something at the hero of sightseeing. He looks at you guys, kind of surveys the party. He sees like Ebony in the back trying to like not hide behind people.
6'7", he can't really hide behind anyone.
Exactly. He's trying to like hide his posture basically. Only because it's an unknown area. I would imagine Ebony wouldn't be all like, "Hey everybody, what up?" But I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, that's what I imagine I see. So that's what I said. So he's looking you all over. He's kind of weighing and measuring in his mind. He goes back to quickly writing some things. Then you see him like tap the tip, and he tips it back in his little inkwell earring. It's actually kind of funny, inkwell earring. He continues writing. He goes, "Blood Crescent, you're not treasure hunting up at Fiendfell, are you?"
What's Fiendfell?
It's Fiendfell. You must be. Tell you what, I'll bring you the quickest route to Fiendfell if that's where you want to go, or I could take you to Blood Crescent. Well, I won't take you to either because I'm going to get you on one of these boats, but it's going to cost you.
Okay, how much is it going to cost us?
Well, it depends. If you're going to Blood Crescent, it's going to cost you 5 gold each. He kind of looks, kind of like, like no one's going to afford it.
And if we go to... Where's the other place you can go?
If you're going to go to Fiendfell, that's going to cost you even more. It's going to cost you 100 gold pieces each.
But
Sure.
Where's the...
Where's the what?
Where, is there a bay at Fiendfell? Is there somewhere to dock a boat, is there?
Where the tip of that arrow is, right about there, that coastline, that little input right there is
all right.
Is a harbor.
So you're going to take us to Fiendfell all the way, or are you just going to drop us by the water?
What, is the boat going to go on land? Come on, get real.
Okay, so we'll take the 100 gold option then. Okay.
100 gold. Boys, he says 100 gold each. Ha! And you see like 3 big, large guys, all bulked out, tattoos, scars, but not like scars like the guy you saw at the tavern. These look like, they got into fights and, broken noses, ears that are cauliflowered, big, giant foreheads, and
really bad at fighting if they've got cauliflower ears. Yeah, okay.
Better than fighting a lot, okay? Anyway, so these 3 guys, they were approaching, and for smaller people and lesser people, they would block out the sun, standing side by side. They would create shade standing beside them. But you guys are not lesser people, so most of you are kind of looking eye to eye at these people, or only slightly upwards. The tall people, if the narrow one was here, she'd be looking down on them. But any which ways. So these guys stand over there. They cross their arms, stand there looking tough. They don't do anything. They don't approach past where this.
Yeah. So what have you? Why are you bringing the heavies in for, dude? What's the with you? Just asked you said how much it is. We said yes. So what's the problem?
Around here, people can't pay that kind of gold. You'd be lucky to pay 5 gold pieces.
Okay, well I'll just pull out.
Something seems
I'll
shady.
just go into my bag of magic doodlies and pull out 500 gold. We'll put out actually. What is it? 50
How
platinum.
about Silver wants to use persuasion to assure them that this is entirely normal for us.
Roll me a persuasion check. You could certainly do that. And meanwhile, you see Indigo pulling out like a little pouch of coin. All right. So Silver says, this is entirely normal for us. This isn't a trick. This isn't strange. And he looks over and kind of goes eye to eye with Silver. And he goes back to writing his thing. He goes, okay, fine. Let's see the coin.
Okay, I'll pay him the coin. You want it in platinum or gold?
Platinum? What? How would I ever offload that? Are you serious? Are you kidding?
Okay, so I'll give him the gold then. Right.
3 big guys kind of crowd around, like they're creating a wall more so than trying to be intimidating at this point. They trust that you have the coin, they see it. So the guy who's a dock worker, he kind of lifts up his shirt, and hanging around his waist there's like a belt with like a leather like bucket. It looks like a lunch pail kind of like attached to a belt. And he undoes this like little metal clasp and opens it up. And he says, put it in here, put it quick.
Okay, I'll put it in there, quick.
All right, so let it slide in there real quick, and then he quickly closes it, snaps the lid, and puts his shirt down over top of it. And he's looking around, making sure nobody sees. You guys better not go around telling everybody you got that money. I'm telling you, this is going to be dangerous. Around here, money is very rare. Platinum piece. What are you, silly? Platinum? And he says it a little too loud, and you see everybody around in the surrounding area.
Okay, when's the boat leaving?
Looks down, starts writing.
We can make Ebony stand up to his full height, and everyone can see his horns to scare the fuck out of him. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Ebony's standing
Ebony,
proudly.
Ebony, don't be shy, dude.
What's that?
Ebony, don't be shy.
Yeah, his eyes, he's like looking around. You see the redness in his eyes and the feline style pupil. And everybody kind of starts hustling away like, oh shoot, let's go. They're like, oh, all right. They heard platinum piece and they got attentive, but they're a little scared now. And the guy, he says in a quiet voice, he goes, for this kind of price, I can get it out of here anytime you want, anytime.
How about now then?
Done. Let's go.
Let's go.
Just give it to these guys. They'll carry it. Done. Let's go.
What are the chances of Ronan being able to sleight of hand the money back?
500 gold.
It's 600 gold.
Yeah.
6 people, technically.
600 gold then, yeah. So exactly. So 600 gold. Yeah, you're not going to be able to sleight of hand 600 gold, dude. The gold piece is like.
You can certainly try.
The gold coin is like a 50 pence piece. You can't sleight 500.
He's got his whole fanny pack. It's under his shirt. It's clasped shut. It'd be very unlikely. Yeah, he pulls out a knife and stabs you in the throat. You die instantaneously because no one's gonna save you.
Real savage world.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
What did I roll? Just by
You
chance.
rolled an 18. It is
An 18 plus 5 or 13 plus 5?
13 plus 5.
And I died. Fucking hell.
Obviously, I'm not going to literally kill you over something.
You didn't get a Benny, so you should have rolled it. You should have spent a Benny.
Yeah, get a Benny, try to roll again. Yeah, give you a hint though.
I will extend one of my level 3 slots to try again.
No, what you need is.
No, don't waste it. I've got you. How much gold have you got, Ronan?
Not enough.
Right, if you look at the party sheet, you can see we've got 190,000 gold between us. Yeah. 48,000 platinum. Yeah. We've got enough. 500 gold is like a £5 note.
100 gold is 1 platinum.
Yeah, and we've got
For the 10
48,000 platinum.
Yeah, you guys are loaded. You
Yeah,
guys
we're
can
rich.
buy-
Apart from you, Ronan, we're rich. We still haven't decided whether to keep you on the team yet because you haven't changed your name to mix in with our lot. You know what I mean?
Why not? What?
You should
I
be
didn't know there was a
Greenleaf. You should be
theme.
Greenleaf by now, or something,
I
or
didn't know there was a theme.
Emerald. Have you not noticed everyone's name is like a colour yet? No.
Nope.
No, actually.
The main
How-
bad guy we killed was white. Ebony's name is Ebony. Ivory's Ivory. I'm Indigo. Silver. Golden Leaf is
Iron.
golden. Iron is
Iron.
Iron.
Neck, chiffon.
You know what, right? Ronan's not the smartest of the bunch, okay?
Ronan should be called. We should call Ronan
Yeah.
Emerald.
I suppose it's not quite the brightest star of the sky.
It's the dimmest star in the sky on a day
Yeah,
during a day.
You fuck off. Like 2 days ago, like a week ago, I made stars fall from the sky. So fuck
Diablo Bob. Hello, Diablo Bob. How are you?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna show you. You haven't seen salmon yet, by the way. Ronan. This is salmon.
Oi.
Aw.
Salmon. He's even got a pink hat.
I want him as a pet.
You guys killed him already. He already got killed.
Oh,
You guys also chiffon. She got murdered.
I reckon Dan had a wank over that.
Don't be so naughty.
This guy died at the same time as chiffon. This is Cedar. He's a
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How's the
He died.
How's the token locking thing in
I think you
Fantasy
guys
Grounds Unity
killed
coming out for
Cornflower as
Critically
well,
Awesome
where you met
Essentials?
him but didn't kill him. This is Cornflower.
We're still waiting for some
Ronan.
update there.
Oh, you guys killed Merlot. He was a dwarf guy.
Did we kill Cornflower? We didn't kill Cornflower, did we?
No, I think you saw him in the beginning. Like when you guys were in the red quarters. The red quarters. You guys haven't even seen blood yet. Yeah, I haven't even shared that image. Blood. He's like Moses.
Guys, I'm struggling to keep my eyes open.
It's getting late now, actually. Yeah, and Lisa's been drinking like a animal,
you're alcoholic.
like a
I've
fish.
been drinking 2 ciders, so it's got straight in my head, and now my body's like, ugh.
Mhm.
We'll
It's all
push the
good.
update, get the patches going. Everyone knows when
you
4.1 comes out.
It's cool.
It might be soon,
Because I was trying to drag out some of that role play anyways.
sooner than we expect, because of that note that Moon Wizard put out the other day.
Well, there was many times where Ronan was about to kill someone, so
Exactly. See, mission accomplished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well get it out there and get bug
I
reports
have
back, innit?
added my
But it
gold
did say
into
Moon
my
Wizard said
development hours
Darkness
when
is
I'm
being put in as beta,
So
so they can work on the other shit first.
Don't know. Not sure what you mean.
That might mean they want to get it out quicker.
What do
there.
you your inventory? What about what?
It's just sat there underneath flute and above.
Well, that'd be good. That means everyone will praise Diablo
Oh,
Bob,
GP? Oh, you just right-click
because
it.
you made the update happen.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
So we
Yeah,
get in the boat, and then we can let Lisa go to sleep, can we?
Yeah, you get on the boat quickly. The 3 big muscle guys, they push the boat off, then jump on. It's not a very big boat. It's got 2 sails. It's got a bank for rowing, but you don't have enough people to man it unless you all want to jump in there. The two of the muscle guys, one gets in the
Oh,
front,
praise
gets in the
Diablo
back,
Bob! He
and they
made the
kinda, like,
4.1 appear.
They row it like it's a canoe, but this thing is a much larger than a canoe. Obviously, got two sails, a main mast and a secondary. I don't know if that's what they call the secondary one, but they're big dudes, so they're able to row it out into to the away from the dock. And the third one lowers the sails and manage to get some some wind to get you across the Crescent Bay. Let's see here. You beat a 10. So you don't really encounter anything but rough seas as you go across. The boat, it goes across rather quickly. It's getting wind, and they're also rowing for assistance as well. So they're getting pretty good momentum and time here. As you start to see the other bit of land come up, across the Crescent Bay, you notice there's no docks. There's no dock system. There's no buildings. It's just kind of like an inlet with some sand, like kind of a beach. The rest of the shore is practically cliff face, except for this spot where it's like a little alcove where there's beach, and then from the beach part, the sandy part goes uphill and meets the rest of the cliff face around it. And the guy manning the sails, he ends up uh, hoisting the sails, getting them closed up, and the other guys are continue rowing, and they just row the boat right into the sand. And the sand is super smooth and granular. You notice there's hardly, aside from the slowing down pressure of the sand on the hull, it doesn't sound like it's scraping anything. There's not any like abrasive thing. It's almost as if it kind of just belonged there. It's like a glove, nice smooth stuff. And the three big dudes go, "Thanks for the coin. You probably want to get out now." And,
Okay, so we'll get out then, won't we? That's it. Thanks very much.
all right.
Cute.
Yep. And then, as you guys all get situated on the sandy beach, surprisingly firm considering how easily the boat kind of slid right into it. The two big guys start using their paddles to just kind of push off the sand and end up going in the water. And
The boat slips into the firm surf. What are you trying to say, Evan? Huh?
I'm saying that the sandy beach is mutable.
Yeah, it's firm, but giving.
Like someone's breasts.
You have to lower the tone.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. You started it.
I did start it, but I can blame it on you afterwards. See, because I didn't actually say it. I'll let you do that.
Yeah. So.
Mooncage Mountains.
Yeah, so don't go to the stone cave mountains. You don't want to go there. It's dangerous. You don't know what's in those caves in stone.
I remember
All right,
you from the
you're
mountains.
on shore, and you're just looking at that boat row away, and that is where we will leave it.
Row, row, row your boat. There's not a giant shark come out and eat him like a megadon shark.
No mega shark. No
Mouth diameter 200.
Nope. Wait, 9 out of 200. What?
A mouth diameter of 200 feet. You know.
Yeah, no.
Like them stupid sharks and them stupid Jason Statham movies. Yeah.
Was it a Jason Statham movie?
Yeah, the megalodon or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Megalodon. Yeah. That's funny.
It's a turd of a movie.
Oh, of course it was. Duh. I didn't even.
Amazon keeps doing these. Amazon keeps doing these Amazon exclusive movies. Actually, we better at least go to sleep,
Yes.
Aaron. He said,
Riley, thank you.
"Go sleep. Don't drink in bed."
No, I'll probably go.
Yeah.
Well, you
in
can
my
drink
head
water
it's
in bed, but don't get
all-
any cider in bed because it's gonna
Yeah,
bed's
Yeah,
gonna
no.
stink.
I'm
wanna-
fresh out of cider.
I was say good thing because you don't want to drink while you're in bed or it'll like spill out onto your mustache
Yeah.
and beard, just like the guy in the tavern.
Exactly. Gotta keep my mustache clean.
Yes, definitely.
I just shaved my speech. Yes. Nice.
Thanks for tonight, guys.
Good night.
Nighty
Good
night.
night.
Yeah, so what on Amazon they've had the festival at Greenland, which I think was good for some reason. Fucking shit movie.
Who said Greenland was good?
Greenland, you said it was all right.
No, I
Fucking
didn't.
crap.
Never
Yeah,
saw
you did.
I didn't see Greenland. No.
Okay, load of shit. And there's another one on there called Honest
I
Thief with Liam Neeson.
I've seen Honest Thief. That
What?
one's not on Amazon.
It's on Amazon now. It's fucking
It's
shit.
on Amazon now, but it was that one was released to movie theaters. It wasn't. I don't think it was made.
All right, it's just a load of old shit. You know what I mean?
That one was corny as fuck. Like
The chances he says he's going to admit to being a burglar, asks for evidence, and everyone claims to be that guy, you know, and he gives them really good detail, and then he just sends two mugs around, and they happen to be the crooks who, you know, yeah, whatever, fuck off.
that was not a good one.
Stupid film.
Like the difference between some films is like a film being good, the movie being good, or film being good. Obviously, there's the same. Both can be either.
Stream's over now, chaps. We're just talking bollocks now.
Sometimes movies are good just because they're kind of entertaining. They're not meant to be great films. But then you have some movies you're just like, yeah, they're not even that entertaining. Like, no.
I'll tell you what's a good film. 500 Days of Summer. That's a good
film. I saw it one time ages ago. I don't even remember it. I'm trying to remember who was in it.
Thingy with a Joseph Levon, whatever his name is, something.
Jordan Levitt.
Joseph Levitt
Jordan
Gordon or whatever his name is. Yeah, him, that guy, and Zoe Deschanel.
Yep. I figured, yes, because he was also in that Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man.
Yes, I thought that was a good movie.
Really?
No, not Yes Man. Yes Man was just a Jim Carrey film, but
Yeah.
500 Days of Summer was good. It was it didn't follow a Hollywood plot. Really,
I think I saw it like one time. I'm pretty sure I saw it one time, way back, like when it was out. I remember I went on a date and I wasn't paying attention.
Right, stream's ending, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm going to go. May the force be with you. Bye bye.
I has to use the restroom. These chilies and beans are getting all right. I'm gonna scoodle so I can take care of some business.
Bed is calling.
Yeah. Good night, fuckers.
All right. Good night, peeps. See you later, gators.
Good boy.
All right. See you Monday.